let's switch this out from a patient point of view, because I know we are coming towards the end of this, but from a patient point of view, right? What are the benefits that you would say are about telehealth?
Well, I think that if like the doctor was talking about the infection portion, if she could give a prescription and she knows that that will hold it at bay to see if it gives relief to calm it down before she would really need to see that patient, I think that's huge. Or how about this? What if it's a liver clot? And you can tell the patient, let's take a Q-tip and let's wipe it away and see what happens. And you can visually see this. So you've just avoided the patient coming into an office, being susceptible to get any kind of bacteria. And so, I mean, I think that's huge. Why would you not be able to use this to better your patient base and to give them a little more reliability in the provider?
Well, and let's talk about accessibility, because we have people right now that are home with their kids because schools are closed. You have single moms, you have moms whose husbands are essential personnel, or dads whose wives are essential personnel. You have elderly people that can't get out of their houses. Accessibility is a huge concern right now.
Well,
for
and
patients.
I don't think that's going to go away either. I mean, I really think that we're looking at this long term. So people listening, yes, they've relaxed rules for HIPAA. Yes, they've relaxed rules for all this other stuff. We don't want you to start off with bad habits, because if you start off with bad habits, that leads to more bad habits, which leads to less documentation, which leads to opening up your license being in jeopardy. And that's not what any of us would ever want. We want you to have good practices, good stable foundation of what to do for telehealth in that, so that you can continue if you find that this is helping people. I don't have to get out of my house and go down to the office where I can visually see what's going on with my patient and see what they're talking about and say, oh, that, you know what, let's see you in the morning.
Absolutely.
No, it's late at night. Let's see you in the morning. I don't think this is something that can wait. And so I don't think it's going to go away. It'll go away if dental providers, and we should say oral health care providers, decide to say, oh, it's not my responsibility.
Right. Right. And again, we are going to have some people pick and choose this. And some people are just, some of the, clients that I work with, they are in that senior group, and they just, it's just too much of a learning curve for them to, to understand. So there are going to be those people, but I am with you where I think that this is the wave of the future.
Yes.
And this is going to be a daily thing in dental practices that are happening. So,
I want to bring in one more point just from a perspective, because if you can minimize patient-to-patient contact over the next year or year and a half, that this is going to pan out, because clearly this is not going to be a 3-week thing. It's going to pan out much longer than that. So if you can minimize patient-to-patient contact by using this as a pre-screening tool, why not?
Absolutely. No, you absolutely can. And so now I'm gonna end with, because I have to talk marketing. How can I not talk marketing? But it has to do something. So let's talk about this. Let's say we are trying to get this information out in front of our patients and potential patients that we offer telehealth. Now, when we say that we offer in telehealth, the couple of things that we have to be mindful of is this fact that the patient has to reach out to you.
Exactly.
Right. So yes, they have to reach out to you, but that means that they need to be able to schedule with you.
Right.
You can't advertise something or promote something and the patient has no idea how to reach you.
Absolutely.
Because they have to reach you. So if you are thinking about doing this, and if you're creating your email content or your online post or your website detail, you have to be mindful and have the steps ready. How are they going to contact you?
Right.
What
because
platform?
You can imagine if Minal, you start marketing this and you say, oh, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do now. People are going to get disappointed and try to find another provider.
And you need to get your protocol in place. Absolutely.
You absolutely do. If you're going to put, what is the language that you're putting, and understand that this is for emergency care and this is what we are doing. The second thing that you also want to put down is, how are they going to schedule a telehealth call with you or a video call with you? What platform are they using? Because there are times, if you think about platforms, like they may need to download that platform at their end.
Well, that's why I like Doxy.me. There is no platform for them to log into or to get an app for. They send them a link and they just click on the link and it automatically hooks them into the call.
Wonderful.
Well,
wonderful.
And let's be honest, people have tech issues, so have a backup platform.
I was just going to say that.
On top of your preferred platform.
I agree.
So that when,
having that is a good win. So Zoom Healthcare, right?
So if that could be your backup, then
so great. Zoom has a healthcare, like a separate healthcare.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I also believe that that's the one that's HIPAA compliant because it's Zoom Healthcare.
Yes. It is.
Yeah.
It does cost
it's not
money,
the regular purchase one that you buy.
No. There is a special paid healthcare Zoom, and there is a fee for it. Now, I don't know how much it is compared to Doxy. We may want to do some research on that and see.
Well, I'm sure now that there are options, people can pick and choose. But I agree. It's good to have an alternative because sometimes patients are like, I can't navigate this. I can't get to this. Just tell me, can we do something else?
Right. And remember, a lot of the patients who may be calling you for emergency care are in that age group, right? Where technology may not come as easy as that. So you need to also make sure from your perspective, how do you make this the easiest for them?
Mm-hmm.
And even if they're not in that age group, you should just make this easy for all your patients to begin with,
right.
And give enough time. Now, I love this consent form idea that we are sending this via email. I would say that let's send this via email so they can email it back to you, and this way you have that PDF format and you can directly put it in their files. Now, when you put it in that email, I would also recommend that when you email this confirmation with that consent form, you write down the exact steps that they have to take to get on the electronic platform with you.
And I would say in the future, add this to your HIPAA.
Yes.
So if you already have the informed consent in your new patient paperwork, you wouldn't have to have one later on.
Your HIPAA and your office policy should be updated to include telehealth.
That's fantastic. Right. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, that's a great one, because if you're already going to have them fill out paperwork, don't give them more paperwork.
Right.
Well, that's what we're doing now. So
if there's ever a need for you to need telehealth via you being at home and us on the phone, this gives us authorization to do so.
Absolutely. Did we miss anything, guys? I mean, I know that we can talk about this for 6 hours, and we could talk about this for 6 hours, but I know that we are reaching that at the hour point. Is there anything that we missed? Any last words you want to say? And also, please mention if each of you how they can contact you, because I'm getting a lot of requests with how do I speak with Lori, and how do I speak with Dr. Raghuvan, and how do I speak with Stephanie? So if you can also mention the best way that people can reach out to you, that'd be great.
I think the only thing I want to mention is sit down with your team and really work out a protocol before you attempt this. I'm suggesting to my doctors a certain protocol that doesn't involve the doctor just picking up the phone with the patients on hold and flying blind. It's no different than an appointment in your office. Treat it the same way. You need to have a protocol for scheduling. You need to have a team member that is tech savvy to start the call for you, so the doctor isn't sitting there trying to figure out what's going on with the tech problems. Definitely sit down with your teams, work out who is the most tech savvy team member, and put them in charge of this.
Mm-hmm. And how do they contact you if they need to, Stephanie?
My website is stephaniespeaksdental.com, and it's Stephanie with an F instead of a PH.
Perfect. Okay, so we do have that website, guys, and Stephanie is also active on Facebook. She's active in our group. Everybody's always more than welcome to directly call out people and be active in our group. That's an open invitation to everybody. Wonderful. Lori, what about you?
You can email me at Lori, LAURIE @devdent, and it's D as in dog, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, D as in dog, E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom. It stands for Developing Dentistry. I know just want to spell it out because sometimes it could sound funny. Just email Lori at devdent.com. If you email support at devdent, they'll get you the code for doxy.me. My team is really good at getting you that code. And then asking any other questions to my team as well. If you want to just do it in one email is fine. If they can't answer it, they'll get it over to me too.
Thank you so much, Lori. And Dr. Raghuvan, what about you?
So I'm always active on Facebook. It's a great way to reach out. It doesn't matter if you're not friends with me.
She said, don't call me.
No, I mean, yes, but Facebook, I am also active. It's Aarthi, AARTHI, Raghuvan, RAGHAVAN. My official email is $1,000,000smiles smilesinc@gmail.com. Just note that the smiles is a plural. Facebook me, email me, either ways. These are the two platforms that I check most apart from text. And because this is going to be out there, I'm not going to put my cell phone over there. But any other way, I'm happy to be of any help that I can. I just love, like, I have always been a person who loves developing protocols. For me, like, it has to be methodical and it has to be repeatable, because everything cannot be, okay, this person can do this successfully, but I can't. No. If we have a protocol in place, then everybody should be able to follow the protocol and do it successfully. So that's always kind of been my mantra, if you can call it that. And I really appreciate all the info that you ladies have shared today. It's phenomenal. And I think in some form or the other, this whole episode is going to change everything for us, and telehealth is actually probably going to be more of a norm than an exception, to be honest.
I think so too. And, I can't thank all of you to come on board so quickly, because I know we had this discussion on Friday. I was getting overwhelmed with teledentistry questions. And when I posted about this in my group and I saw that we have experts in the group who are doing this exact thing, I had to reach out to you. So thank you so very much. I know a lot of you are asking me to type their email addresses. When I'm done with the show, guys, I will make sure that I put down their information at the top of this video. So this way you can reach out to them. Now, I do ask all of you, all the wonderful 2,000 plus people in this group, do not bombard them with questions. Remember, they are also people, and they are also people who have very busy schedules right now as well. So I always enjoy and I always love the interactions. So you're always more than welcome to reach out to our guests that we have here. But remember, the guests are also inside the group. So if you have the questions, you can always tag them as well. So this way they have the possibility to get back to you. Just remember that everybody's time is precious. I just have to mention that, because sometimes I get the bombardation and I'm like, okay, hold up. So just speaking that on behalf of all the guests, feel free to reach out to them. They're wonderful. I know all of them. They're great, wonderful leaders in our industry. But yes, please feel free to do that. Thank you so much for joining me today, ladies. It's been very, very beneficial. We have over 72 comments. So clearly we have a lot of people who are engaged and a lot of people who are really enjoying this. Feel free to go back and comment on all of those posts.
Okay.
We are here for you. So thank you so much. And all the viewers and listeners, thanks for joining Real Talk with Minal. I'll see you soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Minal.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Minal.